Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, it is a blustery winter's day. Today is December 9th. This is the day that DJI introduced the Mini 3, not the Mini 3 Pro, but the regular Mini 3. So that was kind of an exciting introduction. And of course, I just recently took delivery of the Autel Evo Lite Plus. Today is probably the last chance I'll have for a while to get it out for a flight because we have snow in the forecast. So I'm out at Dedication Point. You can see there's snow on the ground. You're going to see a different view of Dedication Point than you've seen in a while. This is probably the warmest part of the day. It's about 36 degrees. This guy is good for about they're saying in the manual down to about freezing, so we're well within the specifications for when we can fly this guy in the cold. But I want to take it out for the first flight, so at home I did all the firmware updates and so forth, so we should be ready to go. We're not going to do anything fancy today. As you guys know, whenever I get a significant drone, I always like to do the first flight out here at Dedication Point. What we're going to do is we're going to pick this guy up off the ground and we are going to send it right over the side of the canyon. Yeah, so looking forward to that. We'll probably shoot, in fact we will shoot in 4K 30 frames per second. This guy is capable of like 5.4K video. You know, I talked about this earlier in my introduction to this drone. It is kind of, where does it fit into the drone area? Well, it's more capable than the DJI Air 2S in many ways. Probably not quite as capable as the Mavic 3, so it's kind of in the middle. I can tell you this is a substantial product. It is not a smaller drone like the Air 2S. This is a full-size drone. They call it light, but I'm telling you, this is a full-size drone. Anyway, enough jibber-jabber. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, it says aircraft is self-checking, safe to fly, so we're ready to go. Let's see, I'm not sure if on this guy if I can get into, yeah, so I can get into the video settings before I take off. So we're gonna go, I was gonna say 60 frames per second, but you know what, now that I think about it, I don't think you can use HDR, yeah, you cannot use HDR in 60 frames per second. This is a very bland day, so I want to use HDR. We're going to go back to 30 frames per second, and we are going to shoot in HDR. We're not going to use log, however. So yeah, it's telling us that it's safe to fly. Let me show you the. I set all this my settings earlier. We can double check. Yeah, altitude is set, no limit. Return to home is at 30 meters, which is perfect for out here. I'm going to show you the About page. Excuse me if I can get tapped on it there, and you can see the firmware version there and the app version that I'm using. So let's go back to safety. Is there anything else here in controls I need to look at? Yeah, metric meters per second, flight mode. I wonder if this guy in ludicrous, because we may try that, does it have, yeah, ludicrous mode does not, it's not like the Mini where you have to set it into where it favors video mode or speed mode. So we're going to go back to standard, and you can set that on the front page of the app as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and start recording now. You can see the drone's at a little bit of an angle on the ground there, but that's okay. We're going to start shooting. We're in autofocus as well. Again, 4K, 30 frames per second. So started recording, and let's go ahead and take off. And I'm going to do that on auto takeoff on the app. We're going to hit that slider. And I like the way it kicks the props there. And look at how stable that guy is, and you know we instantly get the obstacle avoidance warnings, and there it is. First time in the air with this drone, looking good. Let me wiggle it back and forth. You can see how that gimbal operates, but Yeah, I'm kind of thinking we need to do our manual droney. I don't see any reason why not. Let me drop that camera down just a little. Dropping the camera down, a little slower than I was used to, but I'm going to angle it off here a little bit, and reverse and up now, reverse and up. And I'll be honest with you, it's not as fast as I thought it would be. Of course, I'm just in normal mode. And boy, I'll tell you what, we're out over the side of the canyon. You can see this is a different view than you guys are used to seeing of the canyon. Let me go ahead and turn it where we're gonna get straight out here. Man, looking good. I can tell you, this thing is said to have 2.7K video feed, and it looks I can tell you it looks really good on my iPhone. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. You know, the camera's probably angled just about how we need it to be. Believe it or not, this is pointed towards the sun. Let's go full stick forward here, and we will go upriver a ways. And let's see, how fast are we going? About 9.5 meters per second, and that is in standard mode. About 10 meters per second. So that's very similar to what I've seen with the Autel Evo Nano Plus in standard mode, about the same speed. And there's a little bit of wind here. I'm trying to remember what it said on UAV forecast. I think like, I don't know, up to 15-mile-an-hour winds or something like that. Not terribly bad. I can feel a breeze, and trust me, in these temperatures, it's cold. It's not like that breeze that's welcome in the summertime. One of the things that Autel is known for is excellent transmission, and I'm trying to remember the range on this guy. It's farther than I'll ever fly it. I think like they said 7.5 kilometers or something. So it's significant. So off in the distance there, that is the Swan Falls Dam. You guys have probably you've seen this from other flights. Drone is performing magnificently. I mean, it is so fun to fly a quality product like this. Yeah, let's stop right here and let's see. We're in 30 frames per second. We should be able to zoom. So I'm going to, let's see, that's focus. I am trying to remember how you zoom with this guy. I thought there was a slider here. Yeah, there it is. There's the zoom right there. So we're going to click on 2 by, and let me pick that camera up. I guess I just didn't touch in the right spot. And there is, let me center up on it. That is the Swan Falls Dam in the distance. And in 4K, I think this is not quite lossless. I think 4K it was like 1.5 times lossless, something like that. But I think it'll go 4 by lossless in 1080. But anyway, there's 4 by. So you're cropping in on the sensor, but this is a 1-inch sensor. I can tell you it looks good on the FPV feed here. So yeah, a little demonstration of the zoom there. Let's go back to 1 by, and you can see how far away we really are. Back to full speed forward here, and then we'll turn over the side of the canyon here in a second and go back over the top. Boy, I'll tell you what, you can see all the there's definitely you can see it's definitely been colder, and you're not seeing anybody down in the canyon. I mean, usually you'll see people down there fishing and stuff. Yeah, not now. Okay, let's head over the side here. And again, about 10 meters per second. Let's kick that guy up into ludicrous mode. And it's going to tell me that I don't have obstacle avoidance. Let's go full throttle and see how, yeah, it picks it up a lot quicker. So yeah, for this kind of flying, I think it makes sense for us to pick up that speed a little bit. And I'm on both sticks now. I'm raising in altitude at the same time, so I just wanted to make sure we're in good shape. Let's see if we can kind of sweep sideways here. and give you a look at the side of the canyon. Trying to slow it down here a little bit and give you a look at the I always like this look at the canyon edge here. And let me back up just a little bit. I'm going to raise some more altitude and back up. I always like to show this trail going down the side of the canyon here. Let me drop the camera down just a little. See that trail right there? I've seen people hike down that. It isn't going to be me. I'm going to tell you that much. But yeah, people do it all the time. Okay, let's move forward. And we're going to go right along the edge of the canyon here. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, we're immediately up to just about 17 meters per second. So we're moving right along now. I think the advertised top speed is 18 meters per second in ludicrous mode. And we're coming up on the, I call it the compass, but was kind of the sign that was left back in the days when they used airmail to point the airmail planes. Yeah, let's go back into, in fact, let's slow it down. I'm in smooth mode now, and let's see if we can come up a little slower on this guy and drop the camera down so you can see it. And yeah, so there's that compass, and it had has the arrow that points towards Boise. And let's see what the sign says here. Yeah, we've got I love you, Edie Wells, in the ground here. And let's see, am I seeing something new up above it there? No, yeah, those are some hearts there. Yeah, no, there's somebody did some more, yeah, somebody changed some things around there. It still says I love you, Edie Wells. There were, I think, a couple of hearts there. It says something about Roxy there. Foxy Roxy, it says. You just never know how this is going to change. Foxy Roxy, it says in the rocks there, but we still got the I love you, Edie Wells. Okay, let's pick up that camera and let's go back into ludicrous mode. Standard. Oh gosh, there's ludicrous. And man, I'm telling you what, my fingers are, I've got my photographer gloves on, but I'm telling you, the finger that sticks out is cold. It is burning. Okay, so let's head out. Yeah, we still at 73% battery. Let's go along the edge of the canyon here. And like I said, we're not going to do anything too fancy on this flight. I just want to give you just a kind of a shot of how this guy is going to look here. And that's me down there. There we are at dedication point. You can see my orange jacket. Drone's right above me now. Let's kick that back up. Whoops, I kicked that camera just a little too hard. I didn't mean to kick it that hard. Let's go back out over the canyon. Whoop, boy, there I was a little bit. Yeah, the controls are a little bit. The controls are definitely more aggressive when you're in ludicrous mode. I'm walking over to the edge of the canyon wall here, and let's see if we can drop this guy some negative altitude into the canyon. What do you think? So I'm full down on the stick. I've got a direct line of sight to the drone with the controller. We should be able to get down low here. So I'm going to ease off of that forward stick. And yeah, so now we're at 0. Now we're in negative altitude as we go down into the canyon. And we can take a look at that water down below. The water, it almost looks more blue to me than it normally does. And I'm sure that probably has to do with just with, the clouds and so forth. And it's late in the day. It's probably, if it's not 4 o'clock, it's probably a quarter till or so. It's late enough in the day here. So, but great signal. We're getting down there. We're about negative 50 meters right now. Negative altitude into the canyon. And it's cool that I can do that when I have a direct line of sight with the controller. here, so that works pretty good. About negative 70 over probably over 80 meters. We're getting right down there near the water. Negative 90 meters. Let's see if we can get out down negative 100 meters into the right there. There's 100 meters negative altitude into the canyon here. And God, this is great. I mean, we got a direct line of sight with the controller, so good. So the road off to the right hand side there, that's where it ends. And then there's a walking trail. You can walk further than that. Now the other thing is, if you look at the very top of the canyon there, that's another place that I fly from once in a while. But you have to get there. You have to kind of take a dirt trail to get there, and I didn't feel like doing it when there's the snow on the ground here. So I'm going to see if I can ease this guy around, and let's turn around and come back to us, and we'll just follow the river. We'll go upriver all the way back at this altitude and kind of give us a good look. Man, I'll tell you what, as far as video quality, what I'm seeing off of the on FPV right now is looking really good. And it's interesting how you see snow on one side and of the canyon and not on the other. That tells you how the wind blows. So this is kind of a fun part of the river here. We'll come around over the, there's some rapids up here that'll be kind of fun to come over. So I'm full stick forward. We're at about, there must be some wind because we're at about 13 meters per second, something like that. That's about 27, 28 miles an hour. And now I see it's slowing down, so there's got to be some kind of a head. There must be a headwind down there. Must be some wind. Now it's picking back up. I'm going to say my impressions, this is just an initial impression. Power-wise, I can tell you I don't think it's as powerful as the Air 2S. It's definitely less powerful than the Mavic 3, although it's, you know, it's plenty powerful. It's if you compare it with like a mini drone like the Nano Plus or something, it's definitely got way more power than that. Kind of fun coming through the canyon down here, down low, and like I said, I'm fortunate. Ted Bowman taught me this trick. You get here on the edge of the canyon here, and you can drop the drone down low. You're not shooting through terrain. Here we are. We're coming up on that spot with the rapids. And again, at about 14 meters per second now. And really, like I said, the color of the river, it looks different to me. So I think we can go down even further. I'm dropping this baby down. Heck, I've got a straight shot. I'm looking right down at the drone. Let's drop this guy down a ways. We're 120 meters negative altitude, 125. Let's slow down here as we go past the rapids. Kind of give you a look here. This is kind of cool. I've seen jet boats go through these rapids. A lot of guys fish right here. Definitely, I think the amount of water coming down the, let me drop the, I'm going to drop the camera down here so you can see. And in fact, I'm going to go into smooth mode here for a second so we can kind of slow things down and kind of give you a look here. This is pretty cool, isn't it? See if we see any waterfowl down there. I don't see any ducks hiding in the brush there. I'm telling you what, I'm betting that water's awful cold. Let's pick that camera back up a little. And there's the river. Snow on the side of the river there. I'm getting a kick out of giving you guys this view because it's something different that you don't see. And you know, I'm looking at battery power. They're saying this thing 38 minutes. We've been filming for, I'm going to go back into normal mode here. Standard mode, they call it. I'm sorry. We have been videoing for almost 16 minutes. And we're at 46% battery. So, and that's the first discharge of this battery. So I'd say that's pretty good. Let's kind of move sideways here and you can kind of see some of the terrain. That's the road that goes down the, you know, you can drive down there. I've been down that road a few times. This is kind of an interesting rock there on the side that it cuts through. And, you know, this is just down right, almost directly below me. If I was to go straight up, you'd see me standing there on the wall. But let's continue to go upriver here. In fact, I'm going to throw it back into ludicrous mode. And let's see if we can pick some speed up. Pick the camera up just a little. And on upriver again. Yeah, it is a beautiful day. Well, a different day. But I always get a kick. I'm looking up at the sun right now, and it's hazy behind the clouds. So this will be a good test of HDR video on this drone. Pretty flat color today, and I'm anxious to see what the video looks like. Okay, let's put this guy into return to home. I'm going to go back into normal mode, standard mode, and let's point towards the side of the canyon here. And let's see, if I put it in return to home, how quickly will it rise first? Yeah, I put it into return to home. And yeah, it's immediately starting to rise before it moves forward. We're at 38% battery, so we're not going to push it. Let's let this guy come back to us. Yeah, 0 forward speed, so it's going to rise up, and it's got a ways to go, right? So it'll come off of that negative altitude. We're about 50 meters negative, and as soon as it gets up to the 30-meter positive altitude, it should start coming back to us here. And you know what? I am not sure. I don't think if I've read anywhere, I don't know it. Does this guy have precision landing? I don't know. We'll see how it does. And here it comes. Yeah, so now it pointed towards us, and you can see us there. And I can hear the drone. Here she comes. And I'm gonna be watching awful close here, because if it came over the top at a higher part of the canyon, I want to be ready if that were the case. Although with obstacle avoidance, it really should be okay. But now we're fine. Look, it's coming right back to us here. You can see where I'm standing there. Here she comes. Let's drop that camera down as we go. Boy, that thing's a beautiful drone in flight. Well, this has been a great first flight. I'm saying I'm pretty happy. This has just been perfection. That's me dropping the camera down. So I got that camera down 90 degrees down. Look at that. It's almost right on the on the mat there. So I'm going to stand in front of the drone. I think it's in a safe spot to land, but I wouldn't want the camera pointed down right there. So I can't remember. I don't know if this guy picks the camera up or not, but I'm telling you, yeah, it's going to be right on the pad. I'm picking the camera up manually. I don't know if it does it itself or not. And it is right on the pad. Well, just off. It's just short of the pad. So, and yeah, I think you can see that on the action too. Yes, you can. But I'm calling that a win. and it shuts off video, which I appreciate. Let me get everything shut down and we'll do a quick conclusion. Man, guys, it is flipping cold out here. I can't wait to get everything put away and get back out of my truck. And I kind of funny here. I'll tell you what, just when you think you've peeled off every piece of clear plastic, I mean, I looked all over this drone. I was peeling plastic off of places that you wouldn't believe. But I see one more piece here, right on the front of the gimbal cover there. So we'll have to peel that one off when I get home. Wow, what an awesome first flight. What a great experience with the Autel Evo Lite Plus. I can't wait to see what the video looks like off the SD card. The drone performed perfectly. There were no misses there. It did everything just as it should. We shot in 4K, 30 frames per second, so that we could zoom, etc., and shoot in HDR. I wanted HDR, very flat colors today because of it's overcast and late in the day. The sun is getting really low in the sky. What time is it? It is just not quite 4 p.m. The sun is down about 5:30, so that'll kind of tell you, you know, it's the winter sun for sure. So anyway, got to go negative altitude. We got right down on the river down there. That was really fun. Again, just using all the stock controls. I haven't touched anything, any adjustments on the controls. It felt really good. As you guys know, I fly a lot of DJI drones. I don't know, the flight controls felt darn good. I know people have talked about the Autel Evo, the regular Evo 2, that it feels kind of bulky. I don't know, I didn't feel that way with this guy. It felt like it handled quite well. Now, with regard to ascent speed, descent speed, speed of the drone, nah, it's not quite as fast. I don't think it's as fast as even the Air 2S, and it's certainly not as fast as the Mavic 3. But that's okay, it doesn't need to be. You don't need that to get good video. The drone flew awesome, so very happy. So you guys will have already seen the video, so you're way ahead of me there. Anyway, I need to get back in my warm truck. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, the drone matches my jacket. Hey, please be sure and subscribe to my channel. But most of all, I absolutely appreciate you taking the time to look at this video with the Autel Evo Lite Plus. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Again, the Autel Evo Lite Plus matches my jacket. See you guys later. Bye.